Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Total Takeover Hangout. I'm Andrew Morgan in San Marcos, Texas. We have as panelists today Joan, Janet, and Carl. Tracy will be on after a little bit. She's tied up for the moment and will join us. Today we're going to be talking about what we were talking about yesterday about leadership, leaderboards, and such as that, and what the importance is of having a leaderboard. There's all kinds of things in among that we're going to end up talking about today. If you want to call into the show, you can't do it right now because I have to totally reboot the phone patch system. So I'm going to sign off for a few moments, about 5, maybe as much as 10 minutes to completely reboot the whole studio, and then I'll be back, and then I'll announce that you can call in and give you the call-in number and everything. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Carl, and we'll see you all in about 10 minutes. Bye for now.
Great, thanks, Andrew. Haha, so you get to listen to me for 10 minutes. Okay, maybe not. We'll put Joan and Janet on. But we're going to carry over from yesterday, okay? We're going to talk about the importance of the testimonials. We're going to talk about leaderboards and all other things associated with, developing and expanding your reach to everybody on basically a company startup, right? And, we're talking about Total Takeover, what we've done here in the last 5 weeks. We're at almost 170,000 registered members. The upgrades have just started to come in over the last 24 hours. And I want to share something with you as we get started on here, and then we're going to get the feedback from the panel. This morning, I got a phone call, and it was a gentleman named Henry that called me this morning, okay? And he phones me up and he says, "Hey, Carl, it's Henry calling." And I go, "Hey, Henry, good talking to you. What's up?" And he goes, "Well, you're my sponsor now." And I go, "Wow, that's cool." And he says, "Yeah, my sponsor decided to stay a tire kicker, and now it changed in my back office that you're now my sponsor." So, what does that tell everybody out there? Okay? We keep telling you that the fear of loss can be excruciatingly painful for people out there, and it's all because they have been I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but let's just say they have been persuaded, okay, by someone else to say, "You know what, this thing can't be real, I wouldn't put any money into this thing," or your mind is telling you that. Maybe it's the little person on your shoulder saying, "Yeah, I don't think this is right." That's a skepticism talking. So what has happened is this particular individual that I personally sponsored decided not to upgrade. So, she ended up in the first few thousand people that had joined the company. And Henry, he was just over 11,000 into that had joined the company. So what happened to Henry? Well, Henry took the elevator. He went on his way up to the penthouse and passed this lady on the way up. Okay? And now Henry is up into the top core of the life changers now. So what is happening now? What happened to Henry is that he's been given one of the best gifts of the industry, because as people will start to come in and activate into this, Henry stands a really good chance, a much better chance now of getting the spill over and spill under in this program, because he was accelerated up from where he was in the company overall system. Okay? So now Henry is jumping for joy about everything that's happening, because now, and he's also very new to network marketing, so imagine the excitement that went through him. He just finished retiring, I believe he said, and wanted to do something online. Never done online marketing before, and what a bonus to happen on his very first experience. Okay? So here's what I'm telling you. We have 2-week waves that are going to be happening in here for you to turn around and make some decisions. You know, you registered in this business whenever that was. Maybe it was 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, maybe you just registered today. Okay? You have to realize one thing, okay? The amount of people in this program doesn't matter, because you could be number 172,000 that joins this business, but if 170,000 people don't upgrade, they become tire kickers, where does that put you? That accelerates you right to the top. This is what we talk about, going from the basement to the penthouse. Okay? This is a perfect example of what this program will do for you. Okay? Because there's going to be skeptics. Every single program has them. And, you know, the more skeptical people get, the more they lose in life. Okay? Skepticism is the biggest killer of dreams out there. It's unbelievable. You know, and a lot of people will say, well, you know, it's $89.95. You know, I hear this all the time. I hear it from people who are broke, who are near broke, who are semi-wealthy, and I hear it from people who are wealthy. It's $89.95. Here's one thing that I can guarantee you, okay? I can guarantee you that you can always make that $89.95 back somewhere, but I can guarantee you you will never make back the time you lost of being skeptical, okay? That's something you will never get back. It can never change, nothing, okay? So with that said, let's go over to the panel and let's get their thoughts on you know what I've just talked about here. So Joan, hopefully you're there. I'm not sure if you're there, but let's go over and get your thoughts.
Well, I think it's important to understand what your position as a leader is. When you bring someone into this business, it's really, really important to develop a relationship with them and to help them learn the skills that you have developed to bring leaders into your organization. If you do that, then you're going to have a continual roll of people coming into your organization. But if you just bring them in, drop them like a hot potato, don't connect with them, don't teach them the ropes, don't help them to build the confidence in themselves that they need to become leaders, what's the point of being in network marketing? Network marketing developed you as a leader. You in turn have to pass that on. When you bring people into your organization, usually they are not leaders. Lots of housewives come in, lots of people come in that have never led anything in their lives. They just maybe took a back seat to life in general. These people need to be educated. And then again, that's where Total Takeover comes in. It develops people to get the skills that they need. And really what we are, we're just directing them. We're showing them where to go to get the information and helping them hone their skills along the way. That's what leadership development is all about. For some people, it's very scary. They don't want to go that route. But if they ease into it little by little, they can see that, yes, they can develop into a leader. They do have skills that maybe were hidden way, way back in their mind that they never ever thought about before. And this is what TTO is going to do. It's going to help you hone your skills. It's going to help develop you into a leader. And then it's going to teach you to go out and bring in others and teach them to be leaders. Because everyone in network marketing to be successful needs to be a leader. They cannot sit in the background and wait for things to happen, because if they do, nothing will happen and they'll just back off. So as a leader, what is your job? Your job is to take people by the hand and show them where they need to go in the system, help them get started. You're a tour guide, is what you are. So if somebody comes in to Total Takeover and they never look into the training, they never go into the YouTube training, the Facebook training, and none of these trainings, are they going to develop? No. They're just going to sit there and do nothing and eventually leave. So every person that comes into your organization that's a tire kicker, ask yourself, why are they a tire kicker? Maybe they're afraid to move forward. Maybe they just don't know what to do. Maybe they want to get involved, but they've got a bunch of questions in their mind and they're just confused. Let me ask you a question. How many of those tire kickers have you actually tried to connect with? You know, Carl brought out a really good point yesterday about all of the people in your organization that have emails, but they don't have phone numbers. And I've been emailing people, and when I email people, I'm not having a conversation. I'm not connecting with people. It's a one-way street. So I took a suggestion that Carl gave me yesterday, and I put email addresses in Facebook and in Google and in Skype. Guess what? Almost all of them I was able to connect with. And as a result, I'm going to be able to have a conversation with these people and help address their fears or their concerns. That's what being a leader is all about. We need to connect with people that really are out there looking for something and really don't know how to do it. So my suggestion to you, get to your tire kickers if you haven't done so already, and try to connect with them on one-on-one and find out how you can help them get involved in Total Takeover and become a success.
Great, thanks, Joan. You know, we did talk about that yesterday. We talked about, you know, how easy it is to actually connect with people, and we're going to be doing a lot more of these type of training types on these hangouts. See, I was thinking of Tracy Hangover, right? So there, because she mentioned that weeks ago. But you know, we want to make sure that everybody gets on the right track and gets focused properly here. Now, you know, we talked a lot about the leaderboards yesterday, how important they are. You know, when you look at a leaderboard and you see the people on there, these are people that have paid members. That's not all the people that they've sponsored. They could have 100 tire kickers on there and have 6 or 7 paid people, which allowed them to make it onto the leaderboard. Okay? So the testimonials that I want to kind of talk about today is kind of how I started off this thing. You know, a testimonial will be how someone from the efforts that I made, where I connected with one lady and I referred her to Total Takeover, and she turned around and referred Henry. Henry decided to be a life changer where she decided not to. Henry moves up, and next thing you know, now I'm his sponsor. So here's the one thing that everybody says online, and you've said it, and the panel have said it, and everybody else who listens to this has said it. How much money am I going to make? How much money am I going to make? So this lady who decided to not upgrade and become a life changer and stay a tire kicker passed up $45 to me instead of having it for herself, and $1 in her matrix. So that's $46. Okay? That's half the amount of the $89.95, and that's every month now, right? $46 every month. Okay? $1 in the matrix and $45 on renewal every month. So here we go. I want to make some money. Well, you know what? Here's a perfect example of someone who was begging to make money, decided to be a tire kicker, and gave me $46 that could have been in her pocket. This is the point I'm trying to make. You can whine all you want about making money. But when you make a bonehead move, like what happened yesterday, hey, I'm thankful. I just made an extra $46 I didn't even have to work for. Right? But that's not the point. The point is that I introduced somebody to this program for them to make the money, and they chose not to. They went out and promoted this, had people register with them, and then they upgraded, and now the money's coming to me. You know, again, I'm not going to refuse it. I'm just stumped why somebody who wanted to make money chose not to go ahead, and then the money that they could have made went to me. See, that doesn't make sense. And this is why we get the way we do on these calls. It's not to call you boneheads. It's not to call you idiots. It's not to call you anything. It's to try and educate you and say, look, if you're in something, we show you how to build it, you go and build it, and then when it comes to pay, you say no, somebody else does, and then the money goes up. That just, I don't know, I don't get it. I just don't get it, okay? So here's what happened to me because of that. I paid $45 for renewal once a month, right? Because this person is now registered. I've become their registered sponsor now. I make $1 from them in the matrix, and thank you very much. You helped me move up a spot in the leaderboard because, of course, I got a new personal, and now I moved up a spot in the leaderboard. You know, that's how it's going to happen. And many of you are going to experience that, okay? If you became a life changer and you have people in your downline and some of them are going to be saying, oh, no, I'm going to be a tire kicker, and somebody they sponsor is going to go in, that person's going to go straight to you, okay? That's a freebie. Free money that you didn't ask for because somebody just, I guess, had no room in their wallet for it. So, Janet, let's go over to you because there's some stuff that you want to do today that I think is really exciting and should be done, okay? Hopefully Andrew gets back here too. Over to you, Janet.
Hey, Carl. You know, I just want to throw a shout out there to everybody who's, whether you're kicking tires or you became a life changer, I just want to say one thing, okay? At some point, you're going to say, okay, I'm ready to jump in, and that's going to be the perfect time to do it. And if you want to be a tire kicker right now and you know it's $80, $90 is a stretch for you, it's okay, we get it. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, before I do what I'm going to do here, for all you tire kickers out there, if you want to change your life this year, it doesn't matter what business you're in, be a gambler. I don't recommend gambling, I really don't, but for the first time in my life, I am going to say gamble $90. That's all you would lose if you're going to lose anything, and you're not going to lose. Gamble it to get on the next wave. Okay, you missed the first wave. Sorry to hear that. And Carl benefited. Many of our members benefited. Isn't that awesome? In fact, speaking of benefiting, and you know, Joan touched so strongly about what it takes to be a leader. And okay, I just want to say something. Not everybody is a leader, and yet you all have the ability to lead. What does it take to be a leader? We're all different leaders. We all lead differently, and we all approach our team differently. At this point in this business, you can come and learn how to be a leader. And right now, just come and listen to what all the leaders are saying and take a little bit of action. Because if you do that, here's what's going to happen for you. You know, I'm on the leaderboard. I'm sitting there kind of stable with my group. I write to them and I'm like, okay, I guess you guys aren't in. I'm okay with that. You don't want to ride the wave. Your choice. I've got 40 people in my group who said, I'm in. I am on board here, and I'm going to do this. But here's where the magic happened. I went through my back office today to sort to see how many life changers are in my group, and I was excited to find that 24 people in my downline have sponsored upgraded members, have sponsored life changers. So we have 24, I've got 40 people who were wonderfully came on board and trusted me and gambled their $90. And of them, 24 of those have sponsored more members. And it just, the list goes on and on and on. And it's grown to, I think it's 125 members in that group. So they are duplicating and replicating. And are they all leaders? Well, I look at the list. We have, and I hope it's all right. I hope you don't mind, Carl, because, and I'm going to encourage anybody out there. I know that Andrew's back. He's going to give you guys the phone number for any of you leaders out there. If you have people in your group that are sponsoring life changers, we want to hear about it. We have and I hope I pronounce all your names right, okay? Some of you are my personally sponsored, and some are sponsoring others, and you guys are rocking it. Russ Lyman, Chris Atzinger, Steve Gahagan, Matthew Graves, Anthony Lim, Lee Twiss, Maggie Elva, Luis Montero, Mahilo Lapusina, Rob Gehring, Gary Saltzman, Troy Ray, Linda Huggins, Bert Boutel, Raymond Leggett, Elizabeth Clapel, Marcel Graff, Ken Wolfe, James Morgan, Ni Tien Watt, Kermit Hobson, Fiona Dresk, Quentin Brennan, Pat Beliveau. And you want to know what gets me the most excited about this list? Because I'm looking at this list and I'm going to say that 90% of the people on this list that have now made money, they've made at least $45 because they have at least one upgrade in their downline. Some of these people have never made a penny in business before, and they're just sitting there smiling and excited that they gambled their $90 because that is going to grow and grow if they continue to do what we say to do. So follow the leader. Like Joan says, you do need to be a leader if you truly want to grow your business. And the beauty of this business is that you can be making money while you learn to be a leader. So you don't have to worry that you don't have leadership skills, that you don't know how to connect with people, that you're not sure how to add someone to Skype. That's okay. You don't need to know those things. Just follow what the leaders are doing. Find a method that you can get your website in front of people. Trust me, people will come to you and ask for help. And when they do, you are surrounded by the best team that I have ever worked with on the planet. And I say that as about the owners of this company and about the leaders that are here. All the leaders come forward, the new ones, the ones who've been around forever. There's leaders coming out of all sides of this woodwork and offering so much diversity. And I'm just really excited to be a part of it. So that's my rant. Thank you for letting me congratulate everyone on our team. I hope that we're going to see more and more of that here, that are new to be leaders and seasoned leaders will come up and share who's growing in their group. We want to hear all the activity and excitement. So I'm more than a little bit excited. There's no secret to making this grow, folks. So don't be thinking that, well, I don't know how to advertise it. I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do that. Like Joan said, log in the back office, watch a video, and go do it, and you'll get results. That's how good this system is. And it isn't even completely out there yet, okay? So if you're not excited yet, we got to get your pulse checked. Go check your doctor, because we have a system that's kind of sort of half there, that is already producing results unlike anything in the industry. And when this system is fully there, meaning it's following up, it's got in your autoresponder, it's got everything connected to everything, oh, the magic that will happen then. So you want to be on this wave now. Don't say no. If you're still a tire kicker, don't be kicking yourself. Get on the wave today. Don't even wait for the deadline on the 25th, that evening, 25th, 26th. Get now. Go now. Do it. That's my rant for today. Carl, thank you. And looks like we've got some more panel members here. I just want to say, you know, it's Chinese New Year's coming up, and my bears are really happy to be a part of this. They get annoyed if I don't let them be on camera every once in a while, so they jumped in today. So I just want to thank you guys for your patience and enjoy my bears. Back over to you, Carl.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Janet. You know, and that's what this segment's all about today. We want to make sure that you can go out and give some kudos to the people in your downline. Give kudos to yourself on what you're doing. So not sure if everything is operational yet. So let's go over to Andrew. Andrew, let us know if everything's working okay. Give the number out. Let's get people calling in, and let's cheer them on and give them some kudos and some exposure out there. Over to you, bud.
You bet, you bet. So far, so good. If you'd like to call in, you can dial. Get a pen and paper out. Tracy mentioned yesterday that I do not have the number up here, which I don't. You can do one of two things. You can get a pen and paper out right now and take down this number, or you can go to ttoradio.info, and it's right there. You can also give that link to anybody. It's totally generic, and all the information to join this show and be a caller is right there. The information to subscribe to our channel is right there, ttoradio.info. So here's the number. If you have a pen and paper and you don't want to click and go over to that website, you can dial 712-775-7035. Again, that's 712-775-7035. Access code 213884, and then the pound sign. After that, you press *6 to go into queue. Sorry, I missed a whole lot of the content here. I came on whenever Janet was talking and giving out some kudos to people in her group. I too have downline who has sponsored Life Changers. My wife just joined me as a Life Changer last night, and yeah, she's a dynamic person. Ooh, wait till you meet her. She went from 0 to 90, 0 to director in 90 days with Mrs. Ash's organization. So she's really dynamic. I want to give a shout out to Chris Hazmett for sponsoring a Life Changer yesterday, and welcome aboard there, Brett Day. I look forward to working with you. Awesome stuff going on here today. Recognition. It's cool to be involved here, and I am so happy and grateful that Val, Dave, and Wallace put together this system. With that, if you would like to raise your hand and you're a caller, we have several callers. You can press *6. You'll get in the queue, and I'll come back to you in a momentary. I have marbles in my mouth. Val goes, I'll be back to you momentarily. All right, here you go. Back over to you, Carl.
Thanks, man. You know, I'm excited, so I'm hoping anybody who's listening, you call in. Let us know. Give kudos out to your downline. Give kudos to yourself. Let us give kudos to you, okay? You know, for becoming a life changer. I'm telling you, the air must be really good here because I'm feeling really, really good today. So I'm excited about what we're going to start seeing. You know, don't get all over anxious about seeing some of the views, especially like the matrix. It's coming, okay? The company will be sending out some information, I believe sometime today, to let everybody know an update what's going on. But you know what? The matrix view isn't just everything to be excited about. You know, you heard me talk about what happened to me earlier. You know, I got $46, $45 on because somebody decided that they wanted to kick tires the rest of their life. So the Life Changer said, you know what, I want to go up and I want to work with those guys. So he came all the way up, and you know what, the $45 that person was begging and hoping to make money with, passed it up because I guess they didn't have a big enough wallet to hold the money. So came up to me, right? And I get an extra $1 a month too in my matrix. Wow, so that's $46. And the real cool thing that made me jump up and down is that I was losing ground on the leaderboard, and that pumped me up again. I gained some ground on that. So you know, it's everything. And again, the leaderboard's all a bunch of fun. It's fun for everybody to have. I want to see as many of you on that leaderboard as I possibly can. Okay, and this is going to be a wild ride. What they're doing, this wave every 2 weeks, I'm telling you, I'm going to become a professional surfer in no time doing this. So and so will you. So let's go over and let's talk with Tracy, and then we'll get over to Don, and get your guys' feedback on the testimonials. I mean, this is testimonial day, okay? And you can say you got testimonials because if you go and look in your back office under Enroller Tree and you see the little green things there in the Life Changers, well, that's $45, $45, $45, and then maybe $20 for number 2 and number 4, $45, $45, $45. I'm telling you, it's just going up and up and up, and you know what's coming to you. And then the matrix money just doesn't seem like that exciting anymore because, you know, 45 people in the matrix make you $45. One person in pay plan 1 makes you $45. How many people do you want in pay plan 1? Over to you, Trace.
Oh my goodness, Carl, you got a fire under your butt today. Oh my God. We had so much fun on the phone this morning talking about what's been going on, and you know, this just goes to show you. I'm sorry I missed the first part of it, but I mean, I'm feeling it, brother. I'm feeling the love here today. And you know, here's what's an interesting scenario. Janet, you said it right. You know, we have leaders. We're building leadership. We're creating leadership. That's what this program is all about. So the people, and you've heard me use the word weight several times. Carl's referred to it, as I do, as a cancer in your business. And look what's happened. I mean, here is a prime example in the physical form where people have waited and really missed out on significant income because, you know, that goes directly now to Carl. Like I said, you know, somebody waited, they didn't pull the pin on it, and they lost out on that, and it's a shame. Because we can't be more forceful in our information for people to say, look, this is what here's the opportunity. This is what you need to do. And, people like to stick their toe in and see what's going on. But here's the difference between an entrepreneur and a believer and then everyone else, is that, you get the vision. You see what it is. You don't go in and dial in and be nitpicking over this little bit and that little bit. And you know what? We know what we have. The people on the panel here are entrepreneurs. They're leaders, true leaders in this industry. They're veterans. They've done a good evaluation of who's at the helm, what it is, where we're going. Is everything in place already? No, we know that, and we've been pretty honest about it too. It's in developmental mode. But here's the thing: is the people that see it, understand what it is, where we're going with this. Those are the people that have the trust and in the system and in their leadership, in the people that are already here. And so the people that are just, lackadaisy about their approach to this, or, well, I'll go take a look at it next week. I'll look at the recording tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Guess what? Happened to one of my guys, and he just wasn't paying attention, put in the wrong credit card. It was an outdated credit card, and he did the wrong one. Well, guess what? He missed out on the first batch. He would have been at the top of that whole crew. So you know what? But that's okay. That's okay, because you know what? He's still got seniority now in this second batch of cutoff, because here's what's going to happen is there's the believers and the achievers, and those are the people that really got into that first set and said, yeah, I'm locked in, I'm not wasting any time putting my credit card in here or my wire transfer over, and I'm sure I know where I'm going with this, and I know where my team's going to go with this. Okay, that's the first batch. The next batch were the people that, damn, you know what, I really didn't pull the pin on this. I really didn't believe in it. Maybe I believe in it now, and maybe I lost a little bit of ground. But you know what, folks? Everyone remain calm in that regard, because you know what? You're still here. Like, it's still the very beginning, for Pete's sakes. You know what? It's like, this is where people understand is, heavens, we've only got through the first, 6 weeks, or 5.5 weeks, or whatever. I've lost count now. I mean, you'll get your head on straight about what this is, where it's going, and where you are right at this absolute given moment. The people that have made the commitment, who've changed from tire kickers, and I love that term, I'm still laughing about it, because that's really all it is. You are life changers. We're creating leadership, we're building leadership, we're showing you exactly what to do to create your massive success. And you know what? If you believe in you, then everybody else will believe in you too. So that's really what this is all about. And remember that today is not the ultimate result, because whatever you've created and generated today, remember, you're going to be compounding on that. So it's not like a one-time sale. This is residual income. This isn't like, hey, it's a $45 fast start bonus. No, that is your residual income each and every single month. Guess what? Now you got a couple of more 45s. Now you got a couple of more 45s. You got the 25s that are coming to you. You got the couple of 20s. This is something that we teach our organizations to get out of the direct selling mentality. It's a combination of everything. It's about selling, it's about marketing, it's about, believing, it's about leadership, it's about mentoring your team, it's about being there so that they understand what the communication is all about, because we all here are very great communicators. But you know what? It only is a great communication if it stops. If it stops at the first line, then there's no communication whatsoever. So you have to make sure that you plug in and get the communication. You ask the right questions. You're there in the Hangouts. You're there on the webinars. You're asking questions in the Facebook group, because you know what? So sad, too bad. If you miss out, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? It's ultimately your fault, because we're here. We're telling you everything that you need to do. We're showing you everything you need to do. Is everything there in place? No, but it's coming. Everything is being developed, So this is probably the best opportunity that you'll ever have in your lifetime, or at least within the last 10 years that I'm aware of. Don't let it pass by just because you let tomorrow become tomorrow, and then you know what? Guess what? Another 2-week time frame has slipped by on you. This is a brilliant system, because people can literally build their teams, communicate with their teams, get them through all the process, building that structure in a 2-week time frame, get everybody to upgrade, and then you've got batches of people that are coming in and showing that they've got some success. you know what? 2 weeks is no time at all, but it's an eternity. You know, if you let it slip by, man, it can go by ever so quick. So everybody's starting to understand the structure of what is possible here. And I mean, Carl, your story, I'm sure, because you shared it with me this morning, I'm sure you shared that here today about what happened. I mean, wow, you know, that's huge. So the people that just don't take this seriously, I don't believe you've taken anything seriously in your whole career in this industry. And you know, maybe this is a good wake-up call for you to start paying attention, because that's a rude awakening. When you've lost that commission to your upline, that's a real rude awakening. Didn't need to happen, because I'm sure that the communication was there, the opportunity was there. It didn't need to happen. So you know what? Let it be a lesson. Don't give up. Work twice as hard. Work harder than you've ever worked before in your life, because I'm telling you right now, this is only just a whisper. You think everybody knows about this? This is just a whisper out there in the airwaves, on the online community, in the network marketing community right now. You know, nobody knows about this. Literally nobody knows about this. So if you think that you've missed the boat, you only just missed the boat on Wednesday night. You're still in here at the top of everything that this company has to offer. You're in here with the absolute best leaders in the industry. So if my recommendation to you is, you know what, give yourself a good look in the mirror and say, am I a tire kicker or am I a life changer? And really think about that seriously, because you know what, you have the ability to really change your life, change the lives of the people around you. And you know what else is there out there that you're going to do? Your job? Are you going to be competing for a job with everybody else out there? Are you going to go back to school and get an education that's going to cost you $170,000 in student loans? There's nothing out there in the world, in the corporate sector, in the public sector, that's going to make you the kind of money that you can make with a program like this, with the education with this, with all the tools and the training to get you there. All you have to be willing to do is put your hand up, be coachable, and say, yeah, you know what, I'm tired of mediocrity, I'm tired of all the crap that's out there that people are trying to sell me. This is the truth. And this is the people that are going to tell you the truth. And if you haven't listened to it and heard it from Val's lips, this guy does not glaze over anything. He calls a spade a spade. And you know, all the garbage that's out there, it's about time that we had everything in one place for everybody to finally succeed. And the only way you can succeed is if you commit and become that life changer. We're here to help you. We've got these hangouts here to really show you exactly what it's all about, to answer your questions. I mean, where else in this industry can you find corporate leadership? And Joan said it many times here. Where can you find the corporate leadership, the owners, on a hangout, speaking to the public, you know, telling them all of their history, and really bringing us to that tearful state, because they're just like us. You know, we all are the common denominator in this industry. We've had those failures and those pitfalls and companies letting us down, you know, and it's the perseverance that you need to have. And you know what, finally, to be able to latch on to something like this, I'm telling you folks, pay attention, because if you don't, you're going to get swept aside instead of being able to ride the wave like we're all doing. So, Carl, back to you.
Thanks, Tracy. And you know, these are good points. I mean, you know what, sometimes we repeat a lot of stuff on here, but it needs to be repeated. This needs to be sunk in, especially like what Tracy said. You know, this was a commission that I was given that shouldn't have happened. Okay, and the funny thing is that I talked to this lady about 5 days ago. Okay, about saying make sure you upgrade, and she goes, well, I don't think I'm going to do anything with this because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Well, because of that, she lost out on one commission, and this person here phoned me up and says, I want to work with you to build this. So I'm going to work with that person and help them create a 5-figure-a-month income. Imagine how much money that could have been for her. Okay? Because I would have done that regardless with this person in my downline. But the money could have been going to her instead of me. And this is the point we're trying to make. You know, we're all about building success stories, you guys. That's what we're all about. That's why we're here on this panel. We're here to help build success stories. regardless of whether you're in our downline or not in our downline, because success stories that come out of here impact everybody involved in this program. Okay? This is why we said phone in. We have a phone line. Phone in. Let us give you kudos. Okay? Let us give your downline kudos. Let's just, you know what? Let people be recognized. I can't tell you how much I want to recognize people. Okay? I want to hear everybody that is having fun finally making money. Whatever you do, don't let that money get passed upwards. Okay? You'll regret it. You worked hard to get to this point. Don't lose the money. Dr. Michael, welcome to the show. I'm going to get over to you in just a second. I'm going to go to Dawn first. I'm going to check to see if we have any callers coming in, and then we'll get back to you, Dr. Michael. So, first of all, do we have anybody, Andrew, that's calling in?
Listen, boys and girls, whenever you raise your hand to come onto the show as a caller, don't get frustrated because, you know, the different panelists have things to say, and I do not have control being in the studio. I'm watching. I know whenever you raise your hand, but I can't come straight to you because I don't want to interrupt somebody. So I take the phone when you call in, and I'll put the phone in front of the camera, and whoever's talking, this is how it works. Whoever the panelist is that's talking sees my phone. That's the cue that there's a caller and that you're waiting. So just because I don't get to you right away doesn't mean that you need to hang up and drop off the line completely. Okay? Don't get frustrated. Just you can listen to the show on the phone as your hand is raised. We will get to you. So I apologize to everybody that raised their hand a while ago when we asked you to and dropped off. Please call back, raise your hand, and wait till we get to you. Whenever I get to you, I'll go through all the callers. So that's how we work it here. So if you'd like to be a live caller on the show and you're dialed in already, press *6 and follow the prompt. If you would like to call in and bring your questions and comments, dial 712-775-7035, and the PIN number is 213-884, and then the #. You press *6 to raise your hand.
And if I talk too much, Andrew can come in and cut me off, okay? Because I'm known to talk way too much. So, you know, you guys are priority over me, okay? So let's go over to Don. Donnie, give us your take.
Howdy, howdy. Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I got on late because we're having another 2 feet of snow tonight. So that's going to give us about almost 7 feet in I think it's 13 days. Something like that. And I'm on the coast. We're on the ocean here. So we get a lot of ice and stuff with it. So I had to go out today and get a little prepared. We have Valentine's Day tomorrow with our grandkids. So we had to do that. But anyway, I started my day off today listening to Janet Leger's call. And I got to say once again, boy, that's a good way to start a day. It was on, I don't know, there was a name for it, Faithful Friday maybe, something like that. But it was a great call on reading a couple of books and getting your mind kind of turned around right. Up here where I live, as Carl knows, we don't have a McDonald's anywhere near, so we kind of go batty during the wintertime. And it's easy to get squirrels in your brain. And you need those calls to get them straightened out. And then when I come on this call a little bit late and I hear Janet and Tracy and Carl talking, it's just so good to hear the excitement. Being at a store today, my snowblower broke, so I had to be over there. And I found a place that has more negativity than, I don't know, teacher's lunchroom maybe. That seems to be about the most negative place I've ever been. But I got to say today over at the snowblower store, that might have taken the cake. I think the people that were doing the cash registers, I think they were happy. But this has been a tough year for everybody up here in the Northeast. So at any rate, no, everything's going great. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be part of this team and creating my own team. But I think the big part is being part of the whole picture here. It's just it's wonderful to hear the attitudes here and to see people growing. We haven't had a lot of new people on our panel today, but I saw a lot of people on Janet's call today, and I've seen their names around and stuff, and it's so good to see people growing and you know they're reading the right books, they're talking to the right people, they're drinking the right fluids or whatever they're doing, but they're coming along great, and it's a wonderful day to be here, and I'm excited about what's going to happen with Total Takeover here pretty quick. So back to you, Carl.
Thanks, Don. So again, you guys, call in, okay? Let us know your testimonies. Dr. Michael, let's go over to you. Let's get some of your feedback, what you've seen in the last 24 hours, how excited your team is, and if you want to give any shout-outs, be free to do that. Over to you.
Well, thank you very much. That's me here. I just got in a bit late because I've been doing the honey to-do list, and tomorrow being Valentine's Day, I need to go out and do something because she's supporting me so much, you know. So I was saying, oh my gosh, and I got late and it's stuck in the traffic jam. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you and share with you is that since the leaderboard is up, I can see that 3 of the people that are actually in my personal enrollment tree are actually higher up the ladder than I am in the leaderboard. I was in there just for a few hours, and then I got dropped out because I just have 6. But anyway, it doesn't bother me really, because my task, as I explained to you before, is I will support those to give a solid team to make sure people don't drop out before it's too early, you know. And I want to make sure that everybody at least qualifies for having 4 people to see that this doesn't cost some money. That's my task of my team. I got great feedback from the German and from the Spanish folks on the international calls that we do, the conferences, and that looks like that we also will add some hangouts probably in their daily in Spanish. That's I got some requests from people already doing this. They want to say, hey, Dr. Michael, it's great. You've done really good, and I think that's really what it's all about, giving our support to the teams, to every team. We keep it totally neutral. It's not about me. It's not about my UB team. It's about everybody that is in TTO, because it is such a wonderful opportunity that we all can learn from. Even those matured internet marketer like myself and many others, we all will learn from it because it's all put together into one place. And I really like that. For me, it's a virtual university that I explain to people, that gives them the chance to choose if they're worthwhile their $90. And I think that people understand the message. And if they don't, well, so what? I mean, I haven't lost out. It's only them that lose out. So all I can say is I'm happy that we got the leaderboard up, that we will soon see also probably the earnings and the matrix stuff, just how well we have done. I see there's a caller coming in. I will let Andrew take over. So Andrew, please take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. We have a caller. I believe this is life changer and leader Amos Johnson. You're on the air, Amos.
Hey, Andrew, what's going on, man? Good to see everybody doing our TTO radio show. Hey, I had a question. I wanted to continue to be a blessing to, Team Six Figs and everybody in the company. I heard the new 2-week team building process described as the fear of the loss technique. So what I really wanted to know, man, we're taking this extremely serious. People really want to replace their income and have a plan B and pad their retirement. So my question is, what is your opinion of the right way, the wrong way to explain this new 2-week team building process that we have with TTO? Thanks.
Very good question. I'll leave that open for the panel.
I'm going to get Tracy to answer that.
It's so easy to blow it in the way we explain it, so I really would like to hear what you guys think.
Okay, Carl's going to respond.
Okay, let's get Tracy on here. Tracy, give your
respond,
and then I'll kind of give mine.
Yeah, okay, sure. It's exactly like what we just did. We just went through it. So I mean, that was really the whole model. We had an opportunity to have people come in and test drive, tire kickers, check out the system. Here's my link, no obligation, check it out. We can direct them into getting some good information, connecting with people, connecting with the Hangouts and of course the webinars as well. So you've got some room to maneuver with people a little bit. So there's no pressure. And this is what somebody said to me the other day. They said, I love what you guys do. There's no pressure to buy. And there isn't, because you know what? We want you as part of the family. So here's what we do. It's exactly what we just did. There's going to be a cutoff every 2 weeks. Every second Wednesday there'll be a cutoff. And so people have an opportunity to think about it, but whether you're, have 2 days left in it or 1 day left in it, then whether you're right at the beginning of it, it doesn't matter. But you're going to have an opportunity to be able to go and create your business, create your relationships with people. You get a bit of time to do that, and I don't know any other company that does that. This is a brilliant maneuver, actually. So there is no pressure in it. However, there is a fear of loss, because now you've got a chance to see kind of what's going on around you, and you can start building your business. And exactly what Carl said here earlier today, if you've got somebody in that group that has upgraded and you haven't yet, then you better hurry up and get busy and get that done. But it's a really great process. I have to give it up to these guys. I think it's a brilliant process. In the meantime, the company is going to advertise and market on your behalf. So those people are going to be getting, autoresponder mailings. They're going to get, phone broadcasts, whatever, to help you in the process of upgrading them as well. So it's a front-end, back-end process of the marketing system. For you, I mean, that's part of that $89.95 that you're paying. You're also, of course, getting access to all the trainings. And again, that's the whole process that we're going to do in educating people about how to build a business. So I think that the 2-week, every second Wednesday structure is going to be very, very instrumental for so many people in being able to be confident about building their business, whereas before I don't think there has been any confidence in companies. It's like, get in first, pay your money, be at the top. There is a structure of that here too, because there is seniority built into that time date stamp. However, you've got some time to think about it as well, and you've got time to see who your leadership is, see what the company is all about, but then there's going to be that cutoff. You either do something or don't. So I think the whole process, they've really put it together brilliantly. And in the end, it's all up to you, but that's how the structure is going to work. Carl, you want something to add to that?
Can I just have a question first, Carl? Okay, somebody is in that in-between period between the first and the second cutoff, and they are a tire kicker, and they decide to go out and find 4 people so that they can upgrade for the next time frame. Those 4 people come in, and right away they upgrade. So what is I want to know the time frame. Do they lose out, or does that, for the next cutoff, does that?
No, what happens here is this. If someone right now, between the time frame now and the 2-week, and they decide to go and they find, like you said, the 4 people come in and they upgrade, but they haven't upgraded yet, they will have until midnight on the final day to upgrade to retain those people. If they do not do it during the 2-week period, yes, they lose those people.
Okay,
so
that's what I wanted to know.
If I see somebody upgrade in my downline, I am upgrading, because I'm not going to give up $45. Okay, never mind $130 if you had 4. Okay, so that's what would happen. You have until the end of the upgrade period to make sure that you're paid, so you don't lose anybody that you brought in and paid during that time period. So hopefully that makes sense.
This, Carl.
What's that?
I want to add to this.
Okay.
And Doc, Amos, you're still live on the air, by the way.
I still want to give my version to Amos as well after you're done.
Still here.
Okay, I'm sorry if I interrupt you, Carl. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to give my little version of what I'm telling people right now, because they've put in this 2-week period. Okay, here's what's real important. Okay, like, I don't know what the number is now. We're probably at 170,000 people registered into Total Takeover at this time. Now, we do have a nominal amount of people that have come in. I don't know what it is, 4,000 or 5,000, whatever it is that's in here. A lot of people go, that's a really, really small percentage of 170,000. Okay? Here's how I look at it as an entrepreneur. Okay? We're at the very beginning of a program. You know how everybody goes, oh, I want to get on that big wave? that big wave, well, that wave is still in the distance. That hasn't come here yet. If you take in, for instance, the ocean, okay, when the water is coming in on high tide, okay, it'll come in and you'll get kind of a bigger wave that starts coming in, and then you get a little bit bigger wave that comes in. This is the process we're in right now. We've had the first little wave come in, and we've had the upgrades, and then in 2 weeks we're gonna have another little one that's gonna add to that, and then it's gonna grow bigger, and then it's gonna grow bigger, and then it's gonna grow bigger, and then the tidal wave is gonna hit. Okay? We can't predict when that's gonna happen. But what I can tell you is gonna happen is as we grow during these 2 week intervals here, okay, the testimonials are going to start coming out. They're going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is what's going to start causing the heavy fear of loss that's going to go out there. Because nobody in this industry, nobody ever wants to miss that big wave. They want to be before it, if anything, but they definitely don't want to miss it. We don't know when that's going to be. That could be at any time. The other thing I want to share with you, and this is what I share with everybody that I have a conversation with, Amos, okay? I let them know that this is one of those programs that comes along once in a network marketer's lifetime. Twice if they've been in it as long as I have. The last time I saw one was about 25 years ago. And I passed on it, and I've been kicking myself ever since. But now I don't do that anymore because I've now hooked into the next biggest thing that's probably in the last 25 years that has been this big. As a matter of fact, I don't think any company on the internet, I could be wrong, has grown this big in a database in as little time on a startup as this one has. And there's a lot of people on this panel here who have been around 20, 30 years or more, and they'll probably agree with me that they haven't seen that happen, this kind of growth happen in this short a time. So, you know, although this sounds a little long-winded, the point I'm trying to make is that we have something here that people see. We wouldn't have 170,000 people register if they didn't see something here. And the first wave has just started, okay? We're still in the middle of the first wave. And we're seeing the upgrades coming in. We see what happens when people don't upgrade. I saw it this morning when I went in there. I was shocked. Got the phone call. Hey, you're my new sponsor now. Well, thank you very much. But I literally, my heart was really hurting for that lady who I had brought into my business, and she passed it up. And who knows what this gentleman's going to do, because he's on fire. Okay? And this is what's going to happen to many of you out there. You've sat in here, you've built a business, you have tire kickers out there. You need to let the tire kickers know this is what the process is. How much time do you want to waste in your life, okay, by not upgrading into here? Because like I said earlier on this call, anybody can recover $89.95. Anybody. There's millions of ways you can recover $89.95. But you can't recover any of the time that you spent building it to now. Over to you, Andrew.
Thank you, Carl. Wow. You know, there's another aspect to this. It's the vision of it, and I think that it would be good to bring out that what we're doing here is exactly the same thing as what we did 30 years ago, what I did. What I would do is I would go and go through a list of people until I found, let's say, Jim that sees it. And Jim's not in yet. Jim sees it. He wants to try it. So instead of Jim just joining, I say, okay, Jim, let's sit down and make a list. And we call this driving depth. Okay? So Jim makes a list. He has 10 people on the list. Me and Jim call the list. And we find Mary. Mary sees it, curious about it, not in yet, but we have Mary. Jim and I have Mary create a list. We go through Mary's list, and we call Mary's list, and we find Paul. And then Paul's the same way. We go through Paul's list, and we find Sue. And then we go through Sue's list, and we find Sam. And then somewhere around Sam, 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or 100 people deep in a short period of time, say 2 weeks, then I would travel all over the country. And I would meet these people all over the country. And then whenever Sam saw it, Sam said, I'm in. Sign me up right now. I said, okay. So I get out the application. We didn't have the internet back then, folks. We had to do all of this. We had to track everything. We had to go to the regional distribution center and get our trunks full of stuff, and then go and distribute it to all of our personals, okay? And then they would disseminate the information and the products to everybody else. So Sam says, I'm in. So I go ahead and make the contract, but wouldn't fill in who Sam's sponsor is just yet. And I would take that fresh contract with the check, and I'd go to Sue and I'd say, Sue, Sam's in. Now my question is do you want Paul to be Sam's sponsor or you? And Sue will say, well, I want to. So Sue would go ahead and get in. And then we'd take those two contracts with those two checks, and Sue's application doesn't say who's sponsoring Sue. We go to Paul and say, Paul, Sam got in, Sue got in. My question to you is who am I going to put on as Sue's sponsor? Or if we're going to put your name, we're going to put mine. And Paul said, well, we're going to put mine. Paul says he's going to put his name, so he writes the check. So what happens is that goes all the way back up to where it started to the beginning, and that's a cookie cutter. And you take that and you start stamping cookies all across the internet. Okay, it's the same thing that we're doing here. What we're doing is we're involving people. They're tire kickers. We've all been tire kickers. We tire kicked it for a little bit. And then during a 2-week process, they have the opportunity to see that other people are joining. And then, but the thing is that with this, you really don't know who is going to join in your matrix, but you do know from inviting somebody who has upgraded. Now, whenever you see several people upgrade below you, you're ready to upgrade. What that does is involves more customers in the business and creates more revenue for everybody concerned, including that person, creates an opportunity for that person. So we can call it fear of loss if you would like. We can also call it enjoyment of seeing the progress and being invited into a family and a friendship. So, Amos, you have any more questions or comments?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait, you know what? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Hello?
Hello. I guess we've lost Amos. He's can't hear us. So if you would like to call in, press *6. Amos, if you have your issues going on, you get them straightened out, you can press *6 again. We'll come back to you. With that said, back over to you, Carl.
Well, you know, that was a really long-winded answer, over 3 people. That was. I hope we answered exactly what he was looking for. Good content all the way across. I don't know. Is there anybody else on the panel that kind of wants to weigh in on this? I want to make sure that we get callers coming in, that we have people. The testimonials are so big right now, and I mean, this is some testimonials that we've just talked about here today in a kind of a different fashion, right? When the money starts showing in the back office, which should happen any time now, that starts bringing out a whole different can of worms of testimonials that are coming here. I mean, literally, we're on the verge of cracking open Pandora's box, really, in a good fashion, okay? Because we're going to see stuff coming out of this thing, and this is where I'm talking about the waves. We don't know where that big wave is. What's going to happen is the testimonials are going to start coming out. They're going to come out fast and furious, like Val says, right? And then the waves are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the tidal wave is going to hit, okay? And the tidal wave is going to be of massive people coming in and registering, even at the tire kicker level. They're going to come in. But they're going to be seeing the wave of the life changers as well. And that's how this whole conversion viral system is going to start kicking in. And I'm telling you, because we have 170,000 registered members, I don't care if most of them are tire kickers or not, you better be damn scared of that. You better be very, very scared of that. Because if half of those, 3/4 of those, and let's just say all of those end up becoming life changers, it's game over for anybody else that's out there, okay? And I'm telling you, I see big, big things happening with this company because of the type of growth, the type of marketing, and the skill tactics that these guys are using. This will be, I'm pretty sure, the #1 program this year and going forward, okay? We've seen a lot of them come out. We've seen a lot of companies come out and do very, very well. But be scared of this one. That's all I can say. Be very scared of this.
We have another caller.
Okay, over to you.
Let me go to you right quick, Amos, and then you were already here, and then you had some technical issue, and then you called back. You raised your hand again. So Amos, you're live.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the other part of the question was related to how we began. I saw some comments on the TTO Facebook page about, oh, we had way too many people saying, hey, this is a 100% free program, just come in and make money. So now with this 2-week strategy that we have, the fear of loss strategy, if nothing comes to mind, that's fine. But worst case scenario, what is the worst thing that people can do in terms of describing it? They should tell them, hey, there's a 2-week window, and I'm just trying to prevent the abuse of that 2-week window, so that when that 2-week comes, the prospects don't feel like, hey, you set me up. You know what I mean? So what is the best way to word that, or just what is your knee-jerk reaction to that question?
I think I get what you're saying with that, Amos, and what I would suggest is not saying anything about the power line, and strictly talk about the education and the system and how it can help them, one, learn to be a professional marketer and make money, and tell them we have 2 pay plans, and then let them learn it themselves and see it in the back office themselves, and then we field the questions after that. And then that way the system does the fear of loss marketing for them, and we just answer the questions instead of touting it on the front end. What I think, this is my personal opinion, what I think we should tout is Val, Dave, and Wallace and their expertise in having created a university, the product and the system, and the pay plan number 1. And then we also have a pay plan number 2 you're going to like too. That's my opinion.
I would like to add something there as well, if you not mind. For my taste and for my understanding and my vision about it is as following. If you have every 2 weeks you have a cutoff, what it really does, and I'm looking from a total different aspect now, and I'm looking at from the programming, from the data, from the technical side of it. If you clean up your matrix and your database every 2 weeks with all those tire kickers and also life changes that coming in, it's so much more consistent for everybody to earn money, because you have to understand that in any business people join and some people leave. So, and normally what we're all used to in network marketing is that you have a large tree and you maybe have 200-300 people below you, and there's loads of dead holes in there. In this system, that won't happen, because if somebody drops out, the system, and this is why you have the cutoff really, is the system will replace it, those actually empty spots, by those actually that you have sponsored. So say, for example, you've passed up number 2 and number 4 in your downline to your sponsor. If one of them pass out, as Val very well explained, you will still keep your money, but you will have to refill it with other people that come in. So what the system really does from the data technical point of view, it keeps a clean database. That's the most important point as far as I'm concerned, because I've been programming, I've been doing my own program, and I know exactly how complicated it can become to compress files where most people are not active. And let me explain you one thing more, maybe, just for your information, which I'm a doctor of mathematics, and to me, I look into a program about possibilities, about the options that comes into. And I have been on the internet for 30 years. I've been in many programs. Some of them I did by myself, some of them I joined. Many people know me. But one thing I realized, if you find one program that gives you 1% of people that you have sponsored actually upgrading and paying, you are in an absolute superb winning position. And TTO, to my understanding right now, is about 2.5% when you look to the overall 170,000 people that are in there. And that's what you have to understand. If you have ever made an email campaign or promotional campaign, you maybe get 10-50% of people that clicking onto your business, and they even maybe go and say like on your Facebook, but they haven't bought anything. They're tire kickers in any other programs. Now, to get those tire kickers to actually pay and get up front and actually do the same as you, it needs a team like our TTO Radio, the support, the panel, people that understand how these things really work, the mechanism behind. The internet, everybody has heard, is a numbers game. And if you look at the numbers game, remember my words, if you're in a program that has 1% of people actually doing the things, you're already on a winner. And TTO is much further ahead of this. They're actually, in the beginning, they're far over 2.5% as far as I can see. Maybe even more, maybe 3 or 4%, looking from the overall people that have joined. And that includes all the tire kickers. And this is really what we have to understand, that this program is already outstanding in performance on people that are upgrading. I mean, if you take 3,000 or 4,000 people, if you look into this, the company has turned over more than $250,000 within a month. I mean, come on, to be realistic, they have the ability, they have the opportunity, the understanding, they have the mechanism in place, and you can earn money. And that you have the chance every 2 weeks to actually, maybe you are the one that fills up a spot that has been emptied by somebody else. Who knows? So just take it from there, I would say. Just wanted to add my little part of it, that you understand the importance of why it's cut. It's database basing, but it gives you also every 2 weeks, it gives you another chance to be in a much better position. So I hope I got that right.
Oh man, you hammered it, and you know what? That's what I love about it. And I mean, this is a guy you got to listen to. He's a doctor of mathematics, okay? This is a guy who knows his numbers, okay? And the thing is that is the brilliance behind the 2-week thing. It's the backfilling, okay? Something that's never done. The gappages that we've always seen over the years that literally kill programs, okay? It's you know, it's the breakage that everybody talks about. These guys are eliminating that, okay? This is what you have to understand. This is what most people don't understand of how brilliant this actually is.
Okay, last caller. Caller, you're on the air. 828 area code. You don't know which one you are until I call your name. 828 area code. You're on the area.
Okay.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Kara Gradley. I'm calling from Horseshoe, North Carolina.
Well, welcome from North Carolina, Karen.
Thank you. I have 3 questions. The first one is how to address the skepticism, because, you know, a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, it's pyramid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then how to get them to see the vision that I saw when I joined.
Very good question. How to address the skepticism. People say it looks like a pyramid to me. I like to tell them personally, you know, Kodak was a pyramid.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Got a little background noise there, Karen. I like to tell people that Kodak was a pyramid, and you know, there's a lot of other pyramids that are operating now. But I'll turn it back over to the panel for the answer to that first question. Remember, Karen's on the line.
Well, I'm going to step in here, and the first thing I usually tell people, you know, if they say, is this a pyramid? I says, well, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to the dictionary and you need to read what the version of pyramid is. Okay? That's what you have to do. Pyramid scheme, whatever, go and read out exactly what a pyramid scheme is. And you will find that nowhere in that definition does total takeover associate. Okay?
Right.
So that's the first thing. Okay? The second thing I would say is, have you ever had a barbecue? And on the barbecue, you've gone to somebody's house, and have you sat there, and when they're cooking the steaks and the chicken and the ribs or whatever it is on there, have you ever thought that, you know what, I wonder if that guy's going to poison me or not. Should I actually eat that food or not? Okay? It's kind of a weird analogy, but you need to think about that. You know, if you're going to go and you're going to eat, it could be a restaurant, whatever. You know, are you going to be skeptical about the meal that you ordered on there because you've never seen something like that on the menu and you thought, you know what, I'm going to try that and see, you know, if my taste buds are actually going to like it or whether I want to go and kill the cook, right? So, you know, everybody has that analogy in front. Everybody is born with skepticism. All skepticism is something on your shoulder telling you, I'm not sure, okay? Every entrepreneur, I can tell you on this panel, and any entrepreneur listening to this that is actually making money, that have gone forward and been successful in their career, every single one of them was a skeptic, okay? But in order to get through that, you have to turn around, you have to make a decision. Just like the person cooking the meat on the barbecue. Are you going to eat it or are you not going to eat it? How hungry are you? Okay? Are you hungry enough that you got to go and eat that no matter what? Or are you going to say, you know what, I think I'll wait a couple hours till I get home. I'm just not quite hungry enough. I have to use these kind of analogies because this is how people think.
Can I come in there as well?
Yeah.
I would like to answer. I would like to give my input there. It's about the understanding of harmony in life, okay? And it's about mathematics, to be honest. Most of you have ever heard of yin-yang, the balance, the harmony between the good and the... So in the original yin-yang, in the original, not in those computer-made, it's 51% positive and 49% negative. And if you take this off, you will take 51 minus 49, it's 2% that stays left. And those 2%, those are the things that make the world go around. It's not the 49%, it's not the 51%, it's only the 2%. And to have a successful business, you damn need some people that are against it. It's part of harmony. It's part of you to make the right decision. So if you want to be on those 2% of doers in the world, or if you want to be of those that are looking for the, oh, I need to be 100% clear if everything is fine, believe me, you will never make it. Because you have to see the good and the negative, because they're united. It's like our Earth. We are united in the South Pole and North Pole. Negative polarity, positive polarity. And business, you, even your own body is exactly the same. You have to have both parties. And it's up to you to make that decision where you want to be. And this is where the Viral University comes in, because it teaches you exactly to be on that 2%. Because the rest of the gang, the 98% of the world, they will never make it. They will just be tire kickers for the rest of their life. And it's up to each of everybody of us to decide where we want to be. I want to be a life changer. My life has changed many times, and I'm so glad for the change. It's not boring, and I hope that you get my understanding of this and you participate with us in TTO.
Wow. Thank you again, Dr. Michael. Karen, we're back to you now. I had you muted because of your background noise while the panelists were answering, but you're back live now. Your second question, please.
Can I add to that a little bit?
Oh, Tracy's. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Karen.
I want to add to that. If I can, just before, sorry for cutting in there, but I want to add something here that's significant. At least it is significant from my point of view, because I've had this conversation. I had it today as well. Is that, you know what? It's good to be skeptical. It's good to be knowledgeable about making choices. You do your due diligence to find out exactly what it is, why you want it, and what you're going to do. It's not just deciding on whether this program works. It's about whether you're going to work too, because the skepticism is about what you're going to be able to do with it. So I think the skepticism comes in people's doubt of themselves, and that's why this program is so powerful. Is because if you want to take a look at just from the program's point of view, being a skeptic about, is this for real, is this going to work, without even adding you to the equation yet, then, you know, here's what, there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet that is garbage, it is crap, sorry to use that word, but, you know, as Val always says, it's, you know, broke people teaching broke people. You know, they'll pick one component of, you know, branding yourself, or, you know, ClickBank, or whatever the case may be, affiliate marketing, and then they're going to sell you that one thing over and over and over again. You know, but these guys are the best. Take a look at their track records. These guys are the best of the best. Val is the top of the industry. This guy's reach is outside of just the creme de la creme in this industry, but even outside of the industry, and bringing in the training that we're going to have available for us too. We already know who some of the people are coming to the table. You know, we've got the marketing system there too, that is put these guys on the leaderboards of any company they choose to be in, and so that is part of the structure. So you're not just cherry picking one thing that somebody's going to market to you and say, buy my system. We've got the whole thing encapsulated here. That's what we're doing, is we're going to teach you how to be a network marketer. We're going to teach you how to improve your lifestyle, how to speak better, how to posture better, how to market better, how to advertise better, how to be able to learn better. So that's the whole package that's from the company side. Now the rest of that skepticism is coming from the person who's never had success before. That's the real skepticism. So what we do is we're bringing you into our family, because it's not just my downline or my organization, or you're over there, I'm over here. You can see how we've developed this as a totality in Total Takeover as a family, and you can see that very prevalent in the Facebook group. Everybody's there. We're all together there as one unit, as one family, people helping people. So once you understand that you're not all by yourself, there's resources here. We've got this Google Hangout. We've got the TTO radio where you can phone in and ask questions. There's never been anything put together like this in the history of the internet or network marketing that I'm aware of. We've turned over just about every stone available that we can think of for your success. The only thing that will fail is you if you don't decide to engage, to upgrade, and be part of the process. So that's where the skepticism in. You got to figure out, is this the right company? Yeah, because we can prove to you the track records. These guys are the real deal. They're honest, and they've proven it. With their success records, they've also come online and publicly spoken. You've got it right from the heart of them. They wear their hearts on their sleeves. The other equation is you. So that's the only thing that needs to be figured out. The skepticism really lies in whether you believe in you, and we're going to show you how you can believe in yourself. So I hope that answers that.
Thank you, Tracy. Joan or Don, are you wanting to weigh in on Karen's first question?
No, I can't go any better than that. That's good. They all came out real good. It's just keep chatting, I guess.
Okay, thank you, Don. Joan?
I just have to say, you can sit and you can bewail your situation in life, and you can stagnate. But if you stay that way all your life and you never take the initiative to change, you're always going to be in that same boat. And what really holds people back is not only are they skeptical, but they listen to what other people are saying. And they're afraid to follow their own way. They're afraid to make a decision. So what they do is they ask a whole bunch of other people, and they get all this negative feedback from them. What you really need to do is you need to listen to the people that know what they're talking about, people that are involved. For example, people here on the panel, you can ask them any question. They've been in network marketing for years and years, and they've been successful in what they have done. Let me ask you a question. If Val had sat back and never took the plunge into getting involved in network marketing, do you think he would have 17 homes to his credit and numerous cars, including a Ferrari and what have you, and have no concern about money if he had just sat back and been skeptical of everything that came his way? Think about it. You have to listen to your mind. You have to put it in a place where it's going to tell you the right thing to do instead of listening to other people telling you the wrong thing to do. So what do I say? Success is here. Just do it. You'll be very, very pleased with the results that you're going to get.
I'm going to jump in, and I'm just going to add one real quick thing here. I know that we're going like forever, but this is great. I mean, Joan, I want to add to that because, Joan was just talking about people taking action. If you don't take action and you've referred people and you don't take action, they're going to be following the same lead, okay? So if you don't take action, they're going to feel that they don't need to take action, okay? You have to decide what you want in life, not what anybody else wants. And again, I'm going to say this one more time, okay? You can always make up $89.95, always. There's always a way to recover $89.95. It's only money, okay? I know that's hard for you to understand or accept, but it's only money. You will never, ever, ever get back your time. So when this goes by you, it's gone forever and it doesn't come back. Over to you, Andrew.
Okay. Karen, for the sake of time, I want to ask you to ask both questions. We'll write them down. Just ask them, and I'm going to drop you out of queue, and we'll get to them. And then I'm going to bring Phil. Our last caller of the day will be Super Phil, and then Super Phil will be able to address those 3 questions as well quickly. Then we'll have to wrap up the show after a little bit. So what are your other 2 questions, Karen?
All right. It's only my last question. How do I break into the European market?
How do I break into the European market? That is a great question, and I want to know the answer to that myself. So with that, Karen, thank you for calling in. I want to invite you to call in every day or any day that you wish, and then press *6 and raise your hand, and I will get to you. I have your name here. When you call in, I'll see that it's Karen from Carolina. I got that right, didn't I?
Kara.
Kara?
Kara.
Kara. I thought it was Karen. I will correct that. Kara. All right, Kara. You bet, Kara. All right.
I'm going to jump in here real quick since I do have an international team. Tracy and Dr. Michael might even jump in on this here. How I found my international team, was simply advertising in international groups. That's how you find them. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on LinkedIn, you can find them on Google+, you can find them in pretty much any kind of social network venue that's out there. AppSense, I could go on forever and ever. You're always going to be able to find international people there. However, they are always connected in the North American market. So it's just a matter of tapping into groups that have international flavor in them, and any of the groups on Facebook will have an international mix in there. This is where you go in and you message people individually, A lot of times you can figure it out just by the spelling of their names. You can tell that they are international, So I don't know if that's what I did. My last name is Norwegian. You can see, it's pretty badass. It's a long thing. Nobody can even pronounce it, for crying out loud. Even me sometimes I can't pronounce it. So call me Mr. Smith, right? But anyways, you go in and you look for people that have these kind of international names. I want to hear Dr. Michael's take on this because he obviously has a fully international downline, so maybe he can give a little bit of comfort to that. Over to you, Dr. Michael. We're not hearing you. Try again.
Nope, not hearing you, Dr. Michael. You're not muted in the Google Plus Hangout either. It must be your microphone.
Okay, let's go to Tracy. Tracy, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I've got international connections. I mean, they're global. Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, the UK. It's a process. It's all about building the relationships. And where did I can't even tell you. I can't even go back. Like, how did I make these relationships? It all started from a conversation. It all starts from a conversation. I've got another fellow, several in India. It is because we're international, because we're online. I think that we sort of think that they're over there and we're over here, but I mean the internet actually puts us all in the same sort of room. And what I love about it is it's the opportunity to, when we speak to those people, it's not about just getting them into the business. It's about understanding their culture, because the cultures are very, very different in all of these countries. And I think that's been the biggest benefit for me, that I've had a lot of these friends I've known for a long, long time, several years, because we've built the relationships maybe through other companies or just through Facebook or just through commonalities through other friends or whatever. So, it's a process of just creating the connection and getting to know each people. It's the same as going down the street knocking on somebody's door. I mean, they live down the street from you. You don't know them. How do you get to know them? You get together in a meetup or maybe at a networking event. That's a physical connection. It's no different online. It's exactly the same thing. Hi, I'm so-and-so. you know, we have a lot of things in common. We've got some similar friends, and you know, what are you doing online to generate income? You know, has anybody introduced you to Total Takeover? That's it. It's really simple. It's really, really simple. And you know what? Some of these people become very, very good friends of yours. Maybe they won't join your business. However, you know, that's the process. It's all about becoming good friends, right? So, anyways, Andrew, back over to you. You got. I think we're approaching the 90-minute mark here, bud.
Yeah, we're just about out of time. I'm wondering if we ought to take any other callers or not. I know Dr. Phil is on the line now, and I know that Dr. Phil is like us. He's going to, he's going to bring it. So I don't know how much further we want to run over. So before I bring him live on the air,
let's make it real quick, Andrew.
Okay. All right, Super Phil, you're live on the air, and the instruction is make it real quick.
I will do that. I'm going to keep right to the point. I do have one thing I wanted to say personally, but since you brought up about the international sponsoring in Europe, let me tell you what I did. I sponsored my ex-wife.
You know, that's funny. So I got to interject here, Phil, because, you know, there's 3 modes of communication on the planet. There used to be telegraph, and then there's telephone, and now there's telewife.
But anyways, I originally met her in Paris, so she has a mother in France and a father in Poland. So, and plenty of connections and old friends back there, so she will be cleaning up the European countries. Okay, also, many people have complained about the lead packages. Okay, hey, nobody's upgrading. Where's my free number? Are you kidding me? If you didn't buy the lead package, guess what? Who do you have to sponsor? Your friends, your neighbors, your people at work, people you talk to over here. I made sure I bought 2 lead packages. I don't want anybody to upgrade yet, okay? And let me tell you, out of all those leads I'm getting, I bought 2 packages. I probably got about 100 in my back office. Guess what? They're coming from Europe, Bosnia, India, Germany. How would I make those contacts? I'm sure glad I bought that lead package. And you know what? I'm not complaining not one has upgraded yet, because if you look at the contract, you will keep getting free leads till one upgrade. So I hope nobody upgrades on my first 100. I want 200, 300 in my back office, and then maybe one upgrade. Now, those 300 people in my back office, I'm going to hammer them every 2 weeks for the deadline. And I will have people all over the world.
So that's how you use the ABC.
Yep, the ABC leads. Highly recommended. Okay, now, the thing I really wanted to get online for was we've been talking about there's going to be a lot of payday stories coming out. They're not out yet. We're waiting for the matrix. We're waiting for everything. And that propels a lot of other companies that are successful as the first payday stories that come out. We actually have 2 types of stories that we're going to be coming out with. Payday stories and loss stories. I posted earlier this morning on Facebook. Most people don't get a chance to see it. It scrolls down, it goes away, and it's gone. But I do want to take the opportunity. I'm going to read it back to you verbatim, exactly what I posted this morning, and tell you about a true loss, okay? Not potential losses. One that happened this morning. Okay, the posting starts like this. I won't name names here to protect the financially foolish, but I wanted to point out the mega financial losses taking place because of the members that did not upgrade by the first deadline. At this moment, I am number 14 on the leaderboard. Now that's fluctuating. And with 25 frontline personals and with what I estimate 10 pass-ups already coming my way, because I help my downline people. Because my original sponsor was worried foolishly about $89, guess what? He did not upgrade to a paid position. He lost me. forever, and I was passed up to his sponsor, who's on the leaderboard. Oh, he's in the low 50s. Again, that fluctuates too. My new sponsor is actually losing too by not putting more time and muscle behind this fantastic program. He should be way up on the leaderboard also. But he's not included, I include him.
Wow. All right, Dr. Phil, it sounds like we got all of that except the last two words. So there was something happened in the transmission and it went buggy. But wow, what powerful. That's something to have that type of live lost testimonial. And you notice I cried for him, for her. I'm sorry to hear that. People do, there are people that jump out in front of buses and jump out in front of trains, and that's sad. So anyway, Carl, Tracy, we're past the 90-minute mark. What are you going to do? I don't want to stop.
I'm amazed that we still have people hanging out with us here. This is kind of amazing. However, we don't want to burn our bridge with anybody. So I think we should close down the show. I don't think anybody else has anything else to do. I think we're ready to go. We're out of here. Over to you.
Get back with the person who invited you to participate and listen to the show today. They thought well enough of you and well enough of our system and this family to invite you. Get back with them and get started with your own Total Takeover enterprise. And right down below this video, if you're on YouTube, there's a subscribe button. When you subscribe to our channel, that will allow Google Plus to send you the new link every day to this show. There's a new link every day, and you'll be able to share that with others right there from Google Plus. You can go to ttoradio.info, and all the information you need about this show, how to be involved, how to subscribe, how to call in with Skype, is all right there, and it's generic. Share it with everyone. Okay, because we'd like to see the numbers of the participants and the viewers of this show raise in order to help you and your enterprise, in order to help you get started and build an enterprise. So remember, it always takes leaders with vision like are right here to lead people with dreams like are out there. And let's participate in our own network marketing enterprises the way that we would want our personally sponsored to participate. Bye for now, and we'll see you Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.